What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFS University. My name's Tam, and I'm joined by this fantastic crew. Who do we got today?
Tyler.
Travis TNT Tangeman.
What Study Hall is for the unenrolled is we take a bunch of your guys' UFS topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So with that said, if you go to patreon.com/TCG University at the $1 level, we have opened up a
Discord.
TCGU Discord
Yep.
that we are all a part of, as well as some of our other faculty members, and we would absolutely love to hear from you. Communicate your UFS ideas, or honestly just anything that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
In addition to that, on Sundays on Facebook, we have been live streaming. We live streamed the past 2 and got quite a response. We have it up to like 10 people at one time, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
I'm really happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
Having a beautiful conversation with people all the way from the UK. Our Playtest Sunday Fun Days are going to be from noon to 2-ish. We're thinking every other Sunday. I think I want to do the Yu-Gi-Oh one every other as
Sure.
well, just to try and grow that. Cram session for Soul Calibur 6 is coming. We have to find a date that we're going to be filming all of them all at once. And as soon as we can, we're going to get that out on patreon.com at the $3 level. So if you want our meta-analysis for the Soul Calibur set, go out to Patreon. $3 a month. Easy peasy. Once we have all those filmed and live on Patreon, we're going to shoot all of the Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers ones live to the public, so you can see those too. So on to topic 3. Topic 3 is brought to you by me. I want to talk about, or brought to us by Jasco themselves, because they launched something very interesting on Monday, this past Monday, so 2 days ago, about Premier Store events. So I'm going to read this entire post, and you can find this post out on the UFS official Facebook page. That's how Jasco gets a lot of their information out. So if you have not liked or subscribed to their Facebook page, you definitely should do that. They get a lot of good information.
Yep.
Especially about like release sets and whatnot. So, attention retail stores to promote and provide a perk for UFS Premier stores, beginning with the upcoming Soul Calibur 6 UFS release and continuing onward. Only Premier stores will be able to order and sell UFS pre-release kits and hold UFS pre-release events. Non-Premier stores may pre-order new release product, but will not receive them until the official release date. So, the TLDR, if you're not a Premier store, you cannot get a Premier store or a pre-release kit. That's what I'm reading. Now, that is not exclusive. That is not exactly what it said, but it says that you cannot get product until day of, until day of actual release. How do you feel about this, Tyler?
So what comes in a pre-release kit?
Pre-release kit comes with a bunch of boxes and the characters and the mats.
Okay. And then what comes in the other one?
I think just boxes.
Okay. I don't really like that. Only because we like having all the characters. We've bought pre-release kits for the last few sets.
Mhm.
Not this latest one, but the 2 before it. I mean, I really like having just all these full art characters to myself.
Yeah.
I like having these cool mats that I use as tablecloths.
I think the full art characters are sweet.
Like, it's not, like, it's, and I say all this, that I do not like this, but I feel like I am definitely an outlier there.
I agree with you, and I'm going to make this side point. They did not explicitly say that you cannot order pre-release kits. I believe what this message is saying is that you cannot order pre-release kits before the pre-release if you're not a Premier store.
Okay.
So I believe that you still can order pre-release kits.
You just-
But with that said, it does not say that you can. It
Right.
does not say that you can. It does not say that you can't.
Yeah, we're
It
just
does not say that
paraphrasing.
it does not say that you can, but it definitely says that you can't. Fair?
Right.
And so it is totally possible that 2 weeks after the set release, if you want to still order a pre-release kit, I believe that you can. I think.
Sure.
Or maybe you order a pre-release kit and you don't get it pre-release weekend.
Right.
You will go to your local game store and you'll pick it up the day of the release.
Which I'm extremely okay with.
I am also okay with that.
Like, I don't need it a week early if I'm buying it.
Yeah. So I don't mind this change except for on a like community store communication type level.
Yeah.
So like let's say I'm a newer store and I just applied maybe a month before the set is about to drop. Depending on how long Jasco or the store takes to get into communication with each other, they could possibly miss the release date and not be able to hold a pre-release because of it.
So because they are a so you're saying because of this, because of how soon it is to the Street Fighter or the Soul Calibur 6 release date, if I want to apply to be a Premier Store event, I could possibly miss my pre-release?
Yeah, depending on how long it takes for
that
them.
process?
Yeah, because Jasco is very busy. They have a lot of Premier Store applications, I'm sure, that they have to get to on a daily basis. And I think that it's not entirely within the realm of impossibility that they occasionally miss one.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair, but that is something that will just come with trying out new things. So the point of this is to make everybody a Premier Store event. Like, that's the point. If like part of the way that you make this grow is you make a club, you make it exclusive, and you open up the gate. Like, look at the success of the Wii. Like, the Wii was I mean, they had millions of Wiis on the shelf back at the plant, but they were so hard to get. For the past year, Premier Store was a very exclusive gated community. It was a club that you could not get into. You just couldn't. You had to have brick and mortar. You had to have all these things. And then now, I'm fairly positive they have said in a post that I will not find right now that we're opening up Premier Stores and we're going to have a bunch more. We're going to have a lot. We're going to have so many more. Yeah. Which is just, I think everybody should be allowed to be a Premier Store, just like everybody can be a local Magic store, just like everybody can be a local Yu-Gi-Oh store, just like everybody could be a Pokemon gym, just like there's, like, this club should not be hyper exclusive. The reason that they did such limited is because they were testing out the waters, and now that they get how they do it, they're going to open everything up. So I believe that if not for Soul Calibur 6, for the next set for sure, if you want to be a Premier Store event, you most certainly can. Yeah. But this also gives people a reason to jump into the Premier Store event. Maybe they weren't seeing enough traffic. Like, I think this is a win-win. It's a win-win-lose. It's a win for Jasco because they get more people in the Premier Store events, or get more people into Premier Store status. It's a win for the stores because now they get to hold the pre-release, and they get to feel the privilege of being in that club and saying the words, "I'm a Premier Store event. I can hold Premier Store events." And it is a lose for us, the little guy, who very much wants to just order our product and not support our local gaming store and blah 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 blah. So like and at that point, I just go out and say, just promote the local gaming store. Just go to the pre-release. Right. But I want to drop the $600 on a pre-release kit all to myself. I should be allowed to do that, right?
Right.
So like, I'm not a store, so I get it too. I can't go to Walmart and pre-order a bunch of stuff and then get it on pre-release date.
Yeah.
I get it on release date.
It's a convenience thing for us.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I dig it. I'm very excited to see that they are growing and they feel like they have enough infrastructure in order to handle this type of thing. I think it's very, very cool.
Always glad to see more stores supporting UFS. I want this game to someday be as big as the greats.
Yeah.
Like
Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh,
and Bakugan Brawlers.
Yep.
Or Beyblades.
Got to keep up with Spin Master, you know?
Yeah.
Beyblades are still going hot. Japan loves Beyblades.
Beyblades are still going hot?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, should we make a podcast about Beyblades now?
The number one card game in Japan is Duel Masters. Fun fact. Yeah.
Is it Duel Masters?
Yeah. It has like over 56 sets.
Wow.
Yeah. Past the original ones that we got in NA.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's rad. Well, welcome to the Duel Masters podcast where we take your duels and make them way cooler.
Yeah.
We got some cool duels happening.
Gonna break some shields.
The duel guys right over here. But any final thoughts on Premier Store event stuff?
I think that this will only become a problem if they don't have enough Premier Stores going out. Like I was just thinking about like Chris Smith, who I don't know. This is all hypothetical because I don't know the exact.
Hypothetical is another word for lie, so go ahead.
Right. It's like that store that we went to, the PTC.
Yeah.
That was an hour away.
Yep.
I think that if he had a Premier, that can be challenging or really annoying for some people. Like, so like they might miss out on some stuff that they would want. because they just can't make it because there's not a Premier store in their backyard.
So, what you're saying is if they do close off the Premier Store cap
Right.
again, if they shut that floodgate and say that only pre-releases can happen here,
Yeah.
you're gonna say there's gonna be a problem.
There's a potential problem.
I
So,
believe
like-
there will guarantee be a problem.
So like Chris Smith, I'm sure, bought a pre-release kit by himself, and so that he didn't have to travel an hour. He didn't.
Sure.
Him and a bunch of his guys didn't have to travel an hour. Hypothetically, wouldn't have to travel an hour to get to.
Chris, we definitely
This
know.
stuff.
I can feel you typing right now. We know
Right.
you have a Premier Store in Rockford. Don't worry, buddy. We know.
Right.
We get it.
I didn't know. That's why I was skirting around it.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Okay.
But no, I totally see your point of like
Yeah.
my closest Premier Store is 2 hours away. I play UFS locally all the time. I only get 6 players, but like, why can't I be a Premier Store event?
Right,
I don't
right,
get.
right.
I don't get that. I am willing to pay my store to order a pre-release kit. Well, now I can't.
Yeah.
So like,
And I want this cool reptile mat that's coming out.
it does. I think it's the Yoshimitsu mat. No,
Sure.
no. It's Zhang, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
there's
don't.
no the last
I don't
one.
remember.
The
I don't
one
remember.
we got was reptile.
It might be Taki. It might be a Taki mat. I don't know. Anyways. But no, I totally see that it can shit on the little communities. I
Yeah.
totally get that. This doesn't work if they don't open up the Premier Store
Right.
applications.
Mhm.
It just doesn't.
Yep.
Anything, Trev?
No, I agree with everything that's been said.
So with that,
Another short one.
another short one. We're gonna move on to topic 4. I'm gonna get to comedy right away, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.